Today's media isn't just biased, it's weaponized. And no country is targeted more by distorted headlines and one-sided stories than Israel. From accusations of apartheid to claims of land theft, the mainstream narrative is filled with lies, some subtle, some blatant. But these lies, the word apartheid is heavy. It brings to mind South Africa's racist regime, a society built on segregation. So when the media slaps this label on Israel, it hits hard. But it's a lie. Arab Israelis can vote. They sit in parliament. They serve as judges. They go to the same hospitals and universities as Jews. This is not racial segregation. This is a multicultural democracy. So why call it apartheid? Because it weaponizes sympathy. It makes Israel seem illegitimate and evil, unworthy of defense. The truth? Israel protects its borders, not based on race. Here's the popular story. In 1948, Jews came from Europe and stole Palestinian land. It's dramatic, it's simple, and it's wrong. Jews have lived on this land for thousands of years. Before 1948, they legally purchased land from Arab landowners. When the UN proposed a two-state solution, Jews accepted, Arab states rejected, and declared war. There was no Palestinian state to steal from. So why keep saying stolen land? Because it paints Israel as an invader and When Israel defends itself, headlines scream, massacre in Gaza. But what they don't say is this: Hamas hides rockets in schools, homes, and hospitals, intentionally using civilians as shields. Israel warns civilians with phone calls, leaflets, and even text messages before striking. What other military does that? Yet the media runs with casualty numbers straight from Hamas. It's a dangerous lie, because when the world believes Israel is targeting civilians, Hamas becomes the victim and terrorism becomes justified. The truth? Israel defends life, Hamas exploits it. Colonizers? The Jews? Jews are not outsiders in Israel, they are its native people. From Jerusalem to Hebron, their history spans over 3,000 years. Even under Roman, Ottoman, and British rule, Jews never left. So why call them colonizers? Because it casts their return as invasion instead of homecoming. It's historical erasure with a political purpose. This lie isn't just inaccurate, it's anti-Semitic. Thousands of rockets fall on Israeli towns every year. Would any country sit back and do nothing? Under international law, Israel has every right to defend its citizens. Yet when it does, it's accused of disproportionate force. What's proportionate to terrorism? This lie flips the script, making the defender look like the aggressor. It emboldens enemies and pressures Israel to hold its fire. But no democracy should be punished for protecting its people. Gaza is often called an open-air prison, controlled by Israel. Here's the truth. Israel withdrew from Gaza completely in 2005. Not one soldier, not one settler remains. Since then, Hamas took over, built tunnels, launched rockets, and turned Gaza into a war zone. So we hear about Palestinian refugees constantly. But what about the 850,000 Jews expelled from Arab lands after 1948? They lost homes, businesses, and communities, and no one talks about them. Why? Because their suffering doesn't fit the anti-Israel narrative. Israel absorbed them without international aid. Palestinians, on the other hand, were kept in camps for generations. This lie creates a one-sided story, where only one group's pain matters. From shady TikToks to far-right conspiracy sites, the claim that Israel controls America is everywhere. But it's not just false, it's dangerous. This is classic anti-Semitism dressed up as political analysis. Yes, Israel and the US are allies, but allies cooperate. They don't control each other. This lie fuels hatred. It's the same narrative Nazis pushed nearly a century ago. Zionism means one simple thing: the belief that Jews have a right to self-determination in their ancestral homeland. That's it. Calling that racism is like calling Native American land claims racist. It's nonsense. This lie paints all Zionists as supremacists, when most simply want peace and Israel left Gaza. What followed? Rockets. Israel offered peace deals again and again, each one rejected. This conflict isn't about borders, it's about the refusal to accept a Jewish state anywhere. So this lie puts the entire burden of peace on Israel while giving extremists a pass. Peace won't come from lies, it will come from truth and mutual recognition. Lies are easy, they travel fast, but they leave real damage behind. On both sides of this conflict, these 10 lies aren't just misleading, they're obstacles to peace. They twist facts, poison young minds, and make solutions harder to find. If you've watched this far, you care about truth. So do your part, share this video,